Hello everyone, welcome to my The Way Home official channel. I hope everyone is having a great day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kat went back to the year 2000. She goes inside as it doesn't appear like anyone is home. After putting on her father's coat, she notices the missing posters on the dining room table and reaches inside a book bag. She ascends to her bedroom from her early years, recalling spending moments with Alice. She reminisces of Jacob's excitement in his room about accumulating money for carnival games where he might win a huge reward. When Dell and Colton get home, they start yelling at one another. Kat is nearly seen in the basement, but Colton leaves the room before he notices her. Dell charges out in his wake. "Okay, go. You'd rather be anywhere but here, as we both know." Alice is on the porch when Kat returns to the present, perplexed that Kat went back, even though she had stated she was finished with the pond. Despite the fact that Byron will be staying with them while he heals, Kat is not inclined to forgive him for firing her. Kat tells Elliot everything she has learnt in the past, especially how disappointed she is that she was never able to comprehend what her parents were going through. Having always believed they were the stuff of fairy tales, she is now concerned about the rest of them and their prospects. The women get to Dell's. They are there to make fun of Dell and Byron for getting together. They can have tea, but they would much rather have cocktails, which they guzzle from mason jars as they play poker. The women notice pain in Alice as she goes by and invite her to play so they may discuss it. Back at the pond is Kat. She can't stop thinking about her content parents. After Nick's mothers tell Alice that a new company is seeking musical ability, Alice receives a helping hand. The door is being knocked on. It's Nick. She is unknown to him. Kat comes just as she dashes out the front door. While Alice is disappointed that he didn't recognize her, Kat is relieved that he didn't. Alice needs her best friend, but Kat will see to it. She feels a little strange knowing what she does, but she heads to the pond while Kat gives Nick a warm embrace. When Alice shows up, Dell and Colton aren't getting along. Kat expresses regret on their behalf. These days, the entire family is a zombie. With her parents, Kat feels invisible, and she is eager to leave. She plans to apply to institutions in the United States in order to be closer to Brady, who has truly supported her. Kat wishes Alice wasn't there so they could have a conversation. They seem to be living in different eras, according to Alice. Kat is curious as to why Nick asked her out, given she never responded and hasn't seen him in weeks. Elliot, Nick, and Kat go to a nearby bar where Nick orders drinks while Kat and Elliot talk about Alice. When Nick shows up with drinks, Kat declares that love is a complete farce. Alice had previously asked Nick to speak. Ryan discusses his experience of being enmeshed in a conflict. Dell is sorry she brought it up, but he lost his wife at that time. Laura was the name of his wife. He removed his ring long ago because he didn't want to be married to her memories, but he acknowledges that everyone's experience is unique because Dell is still wearing hers. Alice tells Nick that she simply wants to be with him all the time, but since she is unable to do so, she believes their relationship needs to end. Kat and Elliot are watching from the other side of the room. "That's tragic," Kat claims. Brady lets Kat know in a code that he's missing her. Alice assures Nick that he won't even remember her in the future. Weeping, she walks away and asks Kat to check on Nick. As Nick discusses relationships, Kat queries whether Nick is still in contact with her former buddy Alice. "No," Nick replied, he can't recall. She simply didn't stand out, he supposes. The DJ then asks Kat up to join in on the karaoke. When Kat sings Jagged Little Pill, it sounds like Shyla Leigh, and my, what a great vocalist she is. Nick tells Elliot he got engaged as Kat is performing. When will Elliot approach Kat, he wonders. He says when the time is right. After they get home, Kat says, "Come on, will you just kiss me already?" while she holds her pizza in her arms. Both he and her are aware of his desire to do so. Before things become awkward, she wants to do it. She doesn't like it when he brings up perfection once more. Not even a beautiful moment, but a happily ever after comes with it. So why jeopardize their friendship for an unfavorable outcome? Although she doesn't truly mean that, he claims that in that instant she does. After Kat and Alice exchange condolences in the morning, Kat informs Alice that Nick has proposed. She is unable to imagine her feelings, but Alice knows he's pleased at the very least. Alice claims she isn't considering that. She's got her Nick on her mind. In an attempt to ease Nick's discomfort at his lack of memory of her, Alice tries to convey how long ago it was. Alice hoped that Kat would tell her why she is returning. Kat isn't prepared. When Colton claims he'll be back in a few hours, she crawls into the back of his vehicle and goes back there. Then Dell was cutting wood, and she's still cutting wood. Even handling the wood gives Byron a splinter, despite his desire to assist. It's fortunate there's a tarp in the rear because it's raining. Morgan, a private detective, is meeting with Colton. It's freezing, but he's looking for leads. Morgan believes that he will never find anything. Colton thinks that Jacob's body would have washed up if he had drowned. Is it the money? Colton wants to know. Morgan claims that it is unethical for him to do so. Morgan flees despite Colton's pleas. Dell takes out Byron's brace. She lets go of the needle as Byron says he wants to kiss her, and they both stoop and give each other 2 head bumps. He's seated in Colton's chair, so she's being coy. He questions whether she wants him to leave. Alice meets with Zoe and Spencer. She bumps into Nick immediately. Although uncomfortable, it's hardly the end of the world. She's all right. In the rear of the boat, Colton is sobbing. Dell is approaching. As Kat watches from the barn, she hears